What's this dope slinging game you've been hearing so much about? Well, that's Schedule 1. Schedule 1 is an early access drug dealer simulation game where you can play to up to 4-player co-op. In Schedule 1, you'll have to grow weed and coca plants, cook up meth, and then sell to your customers in the small city of Highland Point. You play as a small-time drug dealer who lives with his uncle, Uncle Nelson. In the prologue, you get to try out the different tasks you have to do throughout the game. And then, when the game truly begins, you've just narrowly avoided getting caught by the police, but sadly, Uncle Nelson got caught instead. When you get to the city of Highland Point, your uncle calls you via a payphone and leads you to a couple of dead drops that he had previously had cash in. All this is to get you started on your journey from being a small-time hoodlum to become the drug kingpin of Highland Point. My thoughts about the game is that it is both fun to play with and without friends. There is no "you have to" here, but there are certain pros and cons to play with or without friends. Firstly, spreading out the responsibility of growing, cooking, mixing, and then dealing make the game easier. But that also means that a lot of downtime will be had with nothing to do. At least in the beginning, where space to work in is kind of an issue. Schedule 1 encourages you to min-max, but it's not a must. If you want to play at a slow pace, you're free to do so without being punished too hard. The police, though, is almost non-existent, and I really hope that there will be done more with them to make them more noticeable. For now, the police does checkpoints and patrols, and both of these are very easy to avoid. I've played almost 40 hours and gotten busted twice in my single player and only once playing with friends. The whole mixing of drugs mechanic is a little too min-maxy for me, but min-maxing is something that one of my friends loves, so in our multiplayer save, he volunteered for that instantly. If I had to do it in my single player save, however, I would have hated it and stopped playing a while ago, as I find it super boring. However, if it is something that you do enjoy, then absolutely go for it, because it's going to get you to the end game much faster than what I'm doing. All in all, the game is very fun. If you like management sims and are okay with a goofy art style, then this is for you. And if you don't really like what the AAA games out there at the moment offer, then this is also a very good escape. Or maybe you just like drugs. Maybe you just like drugs. I don't know. It's a possibility, and I don't judge. The game's not too expensive, so when the next great indie hit comes out, you'll also have money to buy that. Because it's not going to be $80. The game is still in early access, so new content is to come, and some already have. The game as of right now, for me at least, is a 7 to 8 out of 10. The base game is fun and engaging, everything from the tasks of growing, mixing, and packing, and so on, is fun. Again, the police need some work, and even though the mixing part is not for me personally, I can see that some people find it fun. And there's obviously a potential for so much more. As a lore guy, I would love to know more about the Benzies family as well. I might not have reached that point, I'm not sure, but I haven't seen anything about them online, so I don't think so. I also hope that they do more with the gunplay, because like the police, it's kind of non-existent. In short, it is a game with great value for money. It's super easy to get into and invested in. Obviously it has a few kinks that needs to be smoothed out, but it's an early access game, so even before you think about buying it, you have to remember that. But it's super fun, and I would say it's worth a buy. Lastly, I would just say thanks for watching and have a great day.